Again, I think it's safe to remove the PDP and the Labour Party from the calculation. Now, again, let's just because again, what is left of the PDP really? What is left of the Labour Party? Yes, Mr. Peter Obi is saying I'm in the Labour Party, but I'm sure that he knows that a lot of the court seems to have set up these parties for an ending crisis. That's just the reality. Nobody is able to save these parties. Because again, you can't even go to courts now to resolve these issues again. The highest court in the land have
I've already given a judgment.
For me, the judgment is telling them,
your turn to Israel, fight it out.
Fight it out. So once you are not able to resolve the crisis, in the past, it used to be the courts that will make a definitive statement. So, oh, this is the rightful chairman. This is this is that. But they've said that anything leadership now, and if there's one crisis that can tear any political party apart, it's crisis like this. So, Atiku has a lot of work to do. Like I said, apart from the regional sentiments around his desire to become president and his timing that looks wrong every time, whether we like it or not, no matter the coalition Atiku is able to bring over this time, if he's not able to bring the obedience on board,
it will be a problem.
It will fail. People who are committed to, staying from morning till night to vote for a candidate, people you call followers, not necessarily believers and followers. You have them in 3. It's remarkable. So I've been able to win in Lagos.
Few months to the election was when he even joined the Labour Party.
And when we were moving around, you could see their commitment. And apart from, yes, holding it down in the east, he was able to win states in north central part of the country, which was so the only place he wasn't able to really push into
was the northeast.
Atiku Abubakar, for example, if he doesn't have the obedience on board. Or Mr. Peter will be on board again. The obedience are supporters and believers and followers of Mr. Peter will be. So if he doesn't get them on board, will the coalition be strong enough
to challenge?
Because again, we knew Atiku would have defeated President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023. But where he got it wrong was that, look, Mr. Peter Obi harvested the votes
of the strengths, the strongholds of the PDP,
the traditional votes of the PDP, where they have their traditional votes, where all went to Mr. Peter Obi, who pulled out of the party into the Labour Party. So that's when I look at Julius Abure and all his noise, and what was the Labour Party without Peter Obi? And you know that politicians, so we can get now. Let's deal and move on. I'm sure there are people who can think like that. So Peter Obi is saying that, look, I'm not interested in a coalition. I just want to be on my own. I just want to enjoy myself. How do we evaluate this offer of a VP slot?
Okay, let's slide straight up into that one as quick as possible. And so I'm asking you, what does the article's reported VP offer mean for Peter Obi's ambition? There's a report that the Vice President Atiku Abubakar has offered Peter Obi vice presidential ticket in a role in a joint ticket for the 2027 presidential contest. And of course, it has brought up a lot of speculations. If the report is anything to go by, while neither of Atiku Obi has confirmed the reports, by the time we're going into the 2027, Atiku Abubakar side forward. Atiku Abubakar, with the influence of the PDP, even though the influence is dwindling every day, needs the coalition the most. And if you put it side by side forward, can you project it, or both of them will leave Labour and PDP and go to the SDP? Where does this stand? You also talked about the fact that who becomes the vice presidential candidate and who needs the coalition the most?
Both of these two politicians, like he did in 2023, just put himself on the ballot, win. It's probably going to end up maybe far worse than what happened in 2023. It's also the party look for a very good candidate in the north. It does not work like that. Dati Baba Ahmed also, that was the sentiment. Oh, Dati. So it goes beyond just opening because again, there are regional sentiments. The same sentiment of, the North would maybe prefer that the South completes its 8 years and, let it come back to the North. Or suddenly becomes president from the South.
We'll do two terms. That's another 8 years.
So if you add 8 years to these two may have to sit because again, while the APC seems to be there, ahead of the elections, we're going to see a lot of propaganda, misinformation. It's going to hot up. But the coalition itself, station of, oh, maybe we can see an Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, for example, Okoyemi, deciding to sacrifice his presidential ambition for the coalition. That will be you lead the coalition beyond the ticket. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm behind you. If that happens, it will be fantastic for the South. These are regional sentiments that you can't wish or wash away. We are discussing help Mr. Peter Obi. The biggest job he had.
It was 100.
He has the structure. Remember, Atiku is from. You look at the figures, state by state, in the last election. He did that, but if you look at the figure, really, do all the calculations, you know that West
still came second.
And with good numbers. So it meant that the votes, he got good votes in the north. He's still very active.
So you feel the joke based on the permutation now is to have maybe a Peter Obi on the ticket and then Atiku's police spree.
No, if that happens, okay, if you have a Peter Obi, and this is not to set any agenda, I've just told you. So it's not for people to come here and begin to misinterpret and say, oh, maybe they're trying to. A Peter Obi on the ticket with somebody nominated to be the VP from the Atiku camp and the political machinery of fair, credible elections.
From the president.
I keep putting that clause.
It's the biggest clause.
I have not said the president. Playing field, a transparent electoral process, and you have a Peter Obi, the backing of the Atiku machinery. Oh my God, we will have a contest in 2027. Trust me. If we have Atiku on the ticket of the coalition, you see that I removed PDP and Labour Party. They need to be talking about PDP. When 3 senators in Osun, PDP, so it will be a waste of time. Many governors in the PDP today wake up to say they
it won't be a surprise
because you already know. You see, the movement is clear. But like I said earlier, will it be stronger than
the other way around? Who backed VP candidates?
Because I still can't be VP again.
Can't be VP so again. Good. Imagine having that poster. Yes, Obi should have effect more than Obi and Atiku collapsing and struggling.
I'm sure
because a lot of people will say that, a lot of people may not even know that, that 29 because you have a politician or a president that is seeking a Peter Obi backed Atiku or a Peter Obi and Atiku joint ticket. You would have questions within question. We have answer 1 A, B, C. Would a Peter Obi, seeing his performance was able to poll about 6.1 million votes?
Yes.
Would Peter Obi want to?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try.
Okay.
Because again, every time they talk about the coalition, you see that we've seen Peter Obi with Atiku. They are making conversations. Doing all these permutations. So I'm sure they're also thinking about a lot of the things we're saying. But also, because again, if you look at it, if Atiku does not get it, so it's probably going to be off the calculation. So that's why there are people who think that Atiku thinks it's now or never. If Peter to sell himself to the northern part of the country,
38 years.
So how does it come up again? And
Francis.
so how do they now work together? That's the ultimate question that they have to answer. They may just discover that they are. Would any of them be ready to make that sacrifice?
Maybe a kingmaker.
Let me just support the ticket. For Mr. Peter Obi, would he say, oh, maybe this is not the right time to be president, but can be VP? I'm knowing that the coalition ticket does not fail. I will run as running mate to Atiku. We're waiting to see. But for the two men, it is now for me or never.
Okay. Obi's ambition, the future of his youth-driven politics to finish and start discussing, which is, we're not God, but this is almost about the last chance he would have. Wins his second term. He finishes 8 years. Then as I've been, side for, do you know that in this Fourth Republic,
yes,
we've had more years for Southern presidency than the North?
Exactly. Yes, of course, yes.
Been 2 already. That's about 16 years.
He's going to do 4.
He will do Buhari for 8 years. And Late Mosaya for 2 years.
So 10.
So, but if President Tinubu completes his second term, that will be like 22 years. Yeah, we've done only 8 or 10. Well, engaging conversation. Sorry for our really pressed for time. Let's start the last session to invite the zone, regardless of their political affiliation, and the candidate to join the effort, saying of the declaration of the APGAP candidates in Anambra State shows 2 of the 5 southeastern states, Imo and Ebonyi, while Enugu is being governed by the PDP. This is totally in control of the PDP as well. Is this a wishful?
Maybe a jab, political jab at Mr. Peter Obi, You know, Dave Umahi is also one of the leaders of the APC, you know, in the Southeast. So if there are that influence, I listened to him when he was talking about the number of projects going on in the Southeast, that there's never been that kind of level of infrastructure upgrade of the Southeast. And I think for him, that can be a plus for the president to get some good, you know how politicians can exaggerate, you know, because again, but if you look at Anambra, for example, it's been a very good deal for APGA. The president will support you for 2027. APGA has not always even presented the influence of 괶 for example, deliver Anambra.
How do I put it now? I'm trying to look for the right word now. How much of a step back is that for the candidates if your sitting governor that will be complete, that will be expect that, come on, Peter Obi had about 92% votes in Anambra in the last presidential election, but now the
and Mr. Peter Obi is able to get his permutations, his politics right. He would defeat 괶 whatever machinery at the polls. But when it comes to real elections, if you're going to get people out to vote in a state of Anambra, kind of support and followers Obi has been able to get for himself comes to the state, but he cannot decide how the presidential election.
APC just
almost missed the news. The president was supposed to go to a part of the Southeast, but I think Abia is it not
sorry,
Labour Party?
Abia by Labour Party with a suspended Labour Party governor and all the local government in Abia.
Dave Umahi is saying about the governors all pushing for President Bola.
6 opposition governors are
if you
there.
look at the Southeast, level of relationship between Governor Oti and Mr. Peter. What are the calculations running in the head of Mr. Alex Oti now? Would it out of the
I'll let squeeze it
don't
in.
squeeze it in.
Okay.
Yeah, you see that I'm talking about individuals now because Labour Party and PDP, I say remove them from whatever we are saying. Would Alex with the APC, if he thinks that's what can guarantee him a second term, then begin to root for Mr. Peter Obi, would an Alex Oti be looking at ahead of the 2027 re-election bid of son of the PDP in Enugu State are the people wanting
national youth leader of the party. Give your party for you.
So PDP is shaking. And then when you come to Anambra, of course, that's sorted. You come to which other state do we have there? Imo-Ebonyi. Why Mr. Peter Obi should look at what's going on in the south? It needs to get it. Then we have a tough part. I'm sorry, it may just be a walkover for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay, I'm sure that line is what a lot of us dread. There has to be, a justification or a valid reason why you are the president, not just answers to all of the topics you said on the show today. But key from that conversation is this: who needs it by Atiku Abubakar and the entire Atiku Abubakar campaign organization structure in terms of resources, network, and Peter Obi in a coalition for 2027? Which of these two do you think holds the biggest of harvesting and a candidate that will probably run? If whoever my party presents as a candidate is coming to my state to campaign, would I support him? And I'll be telling the candidate, the people to vote for party ABC. There's a lot of contradiction, but he didn't go to welcome him. He didn't all things being equal. We're just putting the numbers out. We do politics one time like that though. Nigerian politics is not rocket science. Some of them a guarantee of a return ticket. Some of them is being down good at these people. And Plateau State, for instance, I was watching the Commissioner for Information during their minutes. Now, they have a lot of educations, polytechnics have been upgraded.
So what do you think?
Dr. Nenta, Professor Yuwa Nentawe is from the North Central Factor. There is the immediate past government 7 election.
With those people, let's move.
Sharp buzzing. You can join us now. 0913600 Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, from You're
welcome.
Nice fiction. So we cannot. There is not. Who are those people that can reconcile once a time? So who are those people that can give them direction? And that is why. And unfortunately, has made nonsense of this. If they at the end of the day try to pursue that. It will
you join us today.
But I realized this after I was in country. I'm just weak. Like, you look at the way Buhari was special. I think Buhari, in terms of principle, Buhari don't have to analyze all this is. We still believe there's nothing like fair and fair election. President because without the support of president, I will not win. Like, how does it work? That if I didn't support president, there's a way law works in this country. Although I'm sorry, I'm not that educated, but I'm not talking to them on. There's a way things work in this country. Imagine that it's to court. But when the party has issues, now move the party something. It means that it's not.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Raf. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Your name and where you calling from?
Calling from Somali.
Okay.
The vote in Kaduna. For me, I believe that people are in support of this government.
Okay, go ahead.
They have many governors in the last election, APC. Did they win a political conversation because most of 70% of the callers, they are not bad people and they are not violent one party. And you have a real election. They can't win. Stop transmission. So it's not like the man has not even won the election or religion and ethnicity. The ethnicity is religion.
Thank you very much. James from Agbado Junction says, good afternoon to you guys. Politicking has brought a huge hardship and suffering in the land. I'm concerned because the same electoral acts that those defecting to the APC, if not because they know they will be able to rig themselves or the greetings. If President Tinubu is not re-elected in 2027, it will be a mere iota of truth in that report. The report says that Atiku and Malami are already joining.
Concrete.
There's nothing concrete there, but in politics, you can't rule out anything. Very much, yes, we had a quick glitch. And said so. The president's chief of staff was in Osun State recently and was praising Adeleke as the best governor of Osun State. Demola from Ikotun says, good afternoon to you guys. For the ticket of VP in Nigeria is just a ceremonial title without any function of national development. Interesting one there. Demola from Ikotun, thank you very much. My name is Ayo from, and everybody goes around with it. The candidate of Atiku and Peter Obi, where does that put Peter Obi if he moves from ABGA to PDP to Labour back to PDP? Would it not be okay? Taiwo from Abulegba says, good afternoon to you guys. The tickets of Atiku Obi together will be more stronger, and Obi will still have the support from the Southeast as a VP. APC, no doubt, Tinubu is a strong and firm politician, but you need to stop eulogizing him and praising his sagacity, because people start to mistake you for APC supporter. I know you are emphasizing the reality, but you need to.
How am I eulogizing it?
Okay. This one says, good afternoon, gentlemen. For Atiku to step down for Peter Obi, heaven would rather fall. Atiku is a man that, whether we like it or not. Okay, that.
Good afternoon, yes.
You see, powerful president, no, that in charge almost everything. INEC commissioners, appointing our INEC commissioners, and so to see that kind of president, come on, whatever. I see people just say our if they believe see my brain there inside, no be OG or coconut water there inside. You know then as we cannot forget of we have collected 6 years of not how old is Caesar? Is it what?
I think he's going to be
that. He's going for another 8 years.
Thank you very much. 78 years old already.
Very much. First of all, you see, I don't want to bother man. The only area I want to talk about is Tinubu. When we started democracy. Is it not Abike Dabiri? Let's talk about reality. This democracy we are running, that's not interest. And let me just go there straight to security. Where I'm concerned about security Boko Haram.
Sure.
Of recent. And that is.
Okay, try and call back. You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I think that is anything that the current president, because based on what they want to achieve for themselves.
This issue of interest. We're talking about the coalition.
And if they come together,
if they come together, who should be president?
Who should be president and who should be VP? Them have been presidential candidate of major political parties, and they will tell you, this is a lengthy one here. Dr. Prince from Ojo 2027. INEC and the courts are not true born again, and they may worsen the matter against the opposition. That is completely different. Go and check his past records. There's nothing to hide. That's Ralph from Satellite Town. Thank you very much, Mr. Ralph, for shedding, Atiku, like you said, like you have said, is 78 years old. Peter Obi is younger. These old politicians, time will tell. Okay, let's see how it goes. More calls. Hello, good afternoon.
Great all of you. If God Almighty say Atiku will be president, nothing I can do. Obi, nothing I can do. But if you look at all of them, who's supposed to count that for the other? It is better for Obi to fear Atiku as a deputy. Because you must look seniority and the history. Because Atiku don't want to, Atiku still remain that in that party. If Obi has been to wait,
Prince Wise, don't let us pull coup or Atiku on the coalition with the Peter Obi running.
I've told you,
okay.
And again, you should remember 20.
Prince Wise, thank you very much. I know that by evening, you still join Sage Babalola. Okay, good afternoon, my honorable men in the studio. Any opposition in this current era cannot stand because all the people involved are stomach infrastructure seeking politicians. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
I will advise him to deputize Atiku. Because two of them going their separate to and make a way for the current president.
You.
And two of them will come.
This call. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello. I agree to this will be calling from Ikeja.
Obi, good to have you join us.
Good afternoon.
I don't miss you now. I don't miss you now. Well.
Welcome back.
We miss you.
And the way people are trying your best. You see, I'm beginning to suspect Atiku. I think he's working for Tinubu.
Try to call back.
All right. I for one,
Your name and where are you joining?
Love Peter Obi to be as it stands now. The reality is that he can never do it alone. And for Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, because he had the next general election.
Thank you very much. Side forward, I mean, ticket on the coalition.
Well, it's not impossible. The question is, what will be of Atiku being on that ticket himself as president? Those are the questions, but it's just
a lot of those questions. Hello, good afternoon.
Bro, good afternoon.
Mr. Gege Josh.
See, Agafa, do you know that you need numbers to amend in the country? Do you know to even change the government of the day, maybe to another day, even the State House of Assembly, they will still have to ratify it. And I don't want to be the one to break it going. To know where I'm going. And I hope you know it. I pray so. Nigeria is going to be Atiku and Obi matter.
Thank you.
And God will not allow that to happen.
Thank you very much. I understand where your own prayer guys for your undiluted and in-depth analysis. I'm so happy to see Mr. Lakulades. Okay, I think I got that. I'll accept our condolence. I think you lost someone.
I lost my mom. Patient has been thrown up and all of that. But for me, I feel the template to ever win an election by political, look at social, look at economic, look at do well to be able to beat a sitting president in Nigeria. And we could see that in 2015 or in 2027, you might need something like that or something even better than that. See, I've come to understand in even politics. That's how, how ethnicize, and I can't see how they intend to win. For me, as far as I'm concerned, the next one he go on. Except this man doesn't run. That's probably the only way he looks likely to lose.
Thank you.
But for my own crystal ball and my own calculation.
He says, therefore, I go with those that believe 2027 is between the ruling party and the mass. And from Lagos says, speaking in defense of our Ministry of Agriculture, lately there's been things for you guys. He also went on to say that I think politically the measure between Atiku, that's Owen from Lagos, Trump, as it relates to Wiki average Nigerians still playing regional sentiment, and how many times he has contested, how many times did Buhari contest, and also how many times it is. I personally support the coalition of Atiku and Peter Obi with Atiku as the flag bearer and Obi as the vice now, because once beaten, twice shy. It's only a foolish person that will allow the mistake to be repeated. Let me squeeze in one more message. The calls are pouring in. I feel Atiku should just give up his presidential ambition. Side forward. The obedient movement. Where do you think they will stand?
The calls and the messages, you'll see that it's almost going to be like a 50-50. Who is on the ticket would always support him. So the obedience are difficult to predict on this one. And since I'm not one of them, I don't really know them. I don't work with any of them. I can't.
Banters, a lot of insult on social media from the Atiku camp and Peter Obi camp.
You don't define
campaign organization. Articulate, right? Articulate, yes. Yeah, okay. Obedient and articulate. And that's true, though. If you are obedient and articulate, you can eat the fruit of the land.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Said. We couldn't read apologies. Join Sage Babalola by 4 p.m. in the Situation Room. But next up is the boss. Request Wednesday. Send in your songs. The edition of Sports Quiz, but this time around a different one. There is the final of the UEFA Europa League between Manchester United and Tottenham. The dial is mainland 98.